I love to open new packages. I want to deliver the latest information on top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me. I'm Coach Raquel, and this is a passion project for me. So I am so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching.
Don't call me motherfucking trying to talk to me, find out some shit, talk about some gossip. Don't call me with no bad news. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't calling me to uplift me, if you ain't calling me to I'm not 911, I'm not in the mood. Don't call me unless there's some love on the other end of the phone. Matter of fact, I'm working. I don't want nobody to call me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do them. And
Okay. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? We just completed our first episode of season 3, episode 32. I am so proud. I'm so happy we unboxed my book today. It's inspired by my real life, my childhood, and I have captured it in a book. And I'm so proud of it. And it is my hope that you'll get a copy and that you'll read it and it will inspire you. You know, the Rebel Piglet. So we unboxed this today, as well as I unboxed my Starlink, right? And I share with you the setting up and all of these, the things to consider, all of that. I shared it. And then today we had some interesting conversations. And I just want to say, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. Happy New Year. I pray that all will be well with you. It is my prayer that God remains in tight relationship with you this year. I am humbled, I am grateful, and I'm just giving thanks. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's begin.
Unlock your potential every Thursday with our podcast, Refresh, Relax, Renew. Join Coach Raquel as she guides you through personal development journeys. Each episode focuses on actionable steps to enhance your personal journey. The podcast features 3 main segments to keep you engaged. We start with discussions on trending topics relevant to your growth. Then we unbox solutions to common challenges we face daily. Finally, stay updated with fresh funding opportunities each week. Tune in every Thursday for new episodes, and see you there.
Oh, hello. Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness. It's a new year. Okay. Welcome to Refresh, Relax, Renew with me, Coach Raquel. Happy 2026. It's a new year and I'm so happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I'm looking forward to, I don't know, this new year has started out so beautifully. There are so many opportunities, possibilities. I feel like this new year for me is liberty. It is like open doors. You know, it's like there are no limitations. You know, nothing holding us back. No, nothing, and that does not mean that we are no longer going to be in obedience. The beautiful about this unlimited feeling that I'm experiencing. I can't find the correct words, but the beautiful thing about it is that it's within the alignment and obedience of God. And I don't know, this year I just feel like obedience is going to be kind to me. And not that it hasn't been before, but I just feel like I'm about to learn just how much God truly loves me. Like it's not like God is about to top it. Like God is about to top all he's been doing so far in demonstrating to me that, girl, I've got you. And I think oftentimes when we feel limited, that constriction um sometimes causes us to want to break free and disobey and um do things that are perhaps not the best thing to do. But the moment we get liberty, and the moment we no longer feel constricted and or restricted, when we no longer feel restricted, and we realize that, oh, um I am unlimited, I can do anything. And if we apply wisdom to that and obedience to that, and really stay true to our core, and stay close to God, that amazingly wonderful things can happen and beautiful things can happen. And even in the waiting, it doesn't feel like waiting when um there are no more limitations. Like when it's like, for example, for me, I remember when before COVID I was an indoor person, and then when COVID happened to me, all I wanted to do was go outside because I feel like I was restricted. I did not have liberty. I couldn't just go. They're telling me I can't go outside, and that's when I wanted to go outside. I just wanted to go outside at that time. That's because there was constriction and limitations. But the moment you lift those limitations, and I know I'm free and I can do what I want to do, but I'm going to choose what I do, then staying in was a joy. It wasn't a restriction anymore. So I didn't feel like I want to break free. That's what I'm saying. So, like when you feel liberated, and I realize that when God blesses us, it's not for us to feel restricted, constricted, limited. That's not what it is. But sometimes it feels that way before we learn and fully understand it and explore it, and then understand, okay, so I don't have to feel limited. I can. This is a blessing. It's not just pain; it's beautiful pain, and pain. And sometimes it's not even pain. It's just real. Oh my gosh, aha moment. You know what I realize? When we have experiences that feel painful, it's life's way of telling you it's real. It's life. When a love pains you, it's life's way of saying it's real. And I'm just like, that just hitting me like, like, it's an aha moment. My light is gone again. Right. So it's like, it doesn't have to just hurt, and that's all it is. It's awareness. It's real. It's of God. It's real life. It's not pretense. It's real. What a beautiful thing to know. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning into my podcast. It's such a pleasure for me to be here with you today. Happy New Year. And let's get into it. So usually I would share with you, hang on, I'm not hearing my ocean in the background like I'm supposed to. Yeah, welcome. Thank you for being here with me. I'm Coach Raquel, and as I was saying, usually I'll share with you, I usually share with you from my book of prayers, right? So, I have something I want to share with you. I am so proud of myself. Oh my gosh. So, this is the first book I ever wrote, And Angel, right? And Angel. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. And this book I published with Lighthouse. It's actually on Lighthouse Kids. That's it. That's this book. My first book I ever published. And Angel, right? And Angel is the story of a little girl who got lost and was later discovered and cared for by ants. Both the little girl and the ant family grew fond of each other, but one day the girl went missing again. After going in search of the little girl they named Aunt Angel, they learned her real name was Kelly, and meeting her family could cause the death of the ants of Treetop Land. Oh my gosh, it's mystery. It's a mystery. Fun read. This was my first book. And then I would have gone on to write Hannah Banana, which is another children's book. I don't have one with me. I was searching for it, but it seems as if I gave it away because I can't find it. Hannah Banana. And then after that, after that, I think I wrote prayers, right? So I was saying, usually I read from you one of my prayers, but today I'm going to be reading for you one of my poems. But before that, and so this is prayers, another one of my books, but this one is The Rebel Piglet. The Rebel Piglet. Oh my gosh. So let me tell you a little bit about prayers. Well, prayers really is just a collection of prayers that I told you about prayers the last time, didn't I? Yeah, prayers. My last episode, my finale, season 2 finale, I talk about what inspired me to write prayers and how that happened. Wow. Prayers for wealth. Let me just share this with you. Help us to be strong so that we may walk in your truth to possess the rewards, God, which you have prepared for us. Wow. I think that's a powerful quote. So that's my book, Prayers, right? And Angel. And then there's Rebel Piglet. No, the Rebel Piglet is a heartfelt coming of the Rebel Piglet is a heartfelt coming of age story about courage, curiosity, and finding light in unlikely places. Perfect for middle grade readers who love stories of resilience, imagination, and the quiet power of hope. So that's the little Rebel Piglet. It's inspired by my real life story of being a child. Yeah. So those are they. Now, though, now. This was actually the first book I wrote, but did not publish. So Aunt Angel is the first book I published. Let me be clear on that. Oh, hold on, I'm missing something. No, the first book I wrote actually was my first manuscript on the Rebel Piglet when I was in primary school, but I lost the story. I wrote it, but I lost it. And so I had to rewrite it. Yeah. That story I rewrite about 3 times. This is like the 3rd time, right? Now, the second book I wrote, not published. So the first book I published was Aunt Angel. First book I wrote was The Rebel Piglet. The second book I wrote was Poetic Emotions, and it was called at the time Poetic Emotions of a Jamaican Woman. That's what it was called, but I changed it and I just called it Poetic Emotions. So I'm reading something to you today from Poetic Emotions. I'm going to share one of my poems with you. All right. So there we are. Poetic Emotions. And so Poetic Emotions is the story of how words became my wings, born from pain, faith, and the quiet fight to stay alive. These poems trace a journey from heartbreak to healing, from silence to song. I know you must face trauma still, but you can repurpose it in God's will. Now let's go find a poem to share with you. All right, let's see. Which one do I want to share? Do I want to share one of the romantic ones? All right, I want to share one that's just a 1-pager. Oh my gosh. I have romantic poems in here. Oh, this is a beautiful one. I'm going to share this one with you. It's titled Today. Since it's New Year's, right? We're celebrating the New Year's. Look at that. And it's on. So this book has sections. And so this is section 2 and the first poem. All right. It reads, Today. Today is a new day, fresh and clean. The burst of daylight within me streams. Afresh, anew, my dreams take wing, my life to live wild and free. Today I redefine myself to love with understanding, to trust with forgiveness, to respect with honor, to assist with patience, to listen without judgment, to serve without reward, to guide without control, to give without expectation, to try without regret, embracing now with gratefulness, celebrating life in its fullness. Wow. That's the poem today from my book, Poetic Emotions. Oh, wow. That was a beautiful poem to me. Very beautiful poem. Okay. Now we've gotten past that. We're going to now go to our next segment, which is ASMR moment. But before I go, lest I forget, how are you? Truly, how are you? Let me know in the comments and let me know where you're watching from, where you're from, how are you doing? How has your days been? What was it like for you to close off 2025 and enter or transition into 2026? What was that transition like for you? Was it a difficult change? Was it challenging? Were you supported? I will say this. For the latter part of 2025, I was in a lot of meditation, I would say, and solace. I God bless the people who are around me because I kind of took myself. I was going through a growth process. I was going through a building process. I was going through a learning process where I kind of just had to sit with myself. I had to sit with myself, so I wasn't as engaged as I hope I'll be soon because I feel like I'm still in that little process. I'm still in my transition process to 2026, and because there's some things that some growth sprouts that I'm experiencing that I kind of have to be selective with that process, and I have to seek wisdom, and I have to take a lot of alone time so that I limit my external influences, and also talking when what I should be doing is self-work. You know what I mean? So for those persons who are in my life that I haven't even been in touch with, please forgive me and understand that it's not to cause hurt or whatever, but you just have to take those moments where you have to, yeah, you need solace and alone time to process, and to and there's some things that are not, that some experiences in life that should not be shared, that is for you and should be protected and kept private, so as I go through that growth process, and I'm going through it, and I feel like I'm at the tail end of it, you know I know I had to make decisions that would see me not being as engaged with some of my angels as I normally would be. And so I just want to say thanks for understanding, thanks for patience, and thanks for giving me that time, or just being you, whether you gave me the time or not, or you know what I mean. But just thank you for however you've handled it. Thank you. And how are you doing in your life? And based on the transitions you're going through, are you taking time for yourself? Are you taking time to heal? Are you taking time to learn, to grow? Because remember, growth comes with breakdowns and breakthroughs, and you need to adjust your sail, and you need to kind of get in control of it. Because and this is one of the things I want to share. Be conscious of how you let other people in during moments when you really should be alone. It is important to prioritize your alone moments. There's some things that you should go through without talking about it, without sharing the information, without something. Have some secrets, and it's not a secret if anybody else other than you know it. Yeah, because once you tell somebody else, it's no longer a secret. It's a secret because you're the only one that knows it. That's how I feel anyway. So there's some things that you should just work on, and don't remember, take your time to do the self-work you need to do, because it is that self-work that's going to make the experience that other people have with you more beautiful. We don't have to bleed over everyone. We can take our time, heal, work on ourselves, and then when we know we're at a better place, then we engage again, we re-engage and say, oh hey, here I am, I'm a better person, I'm happier, you know what I mean? So that's it, because I want to be very conscious and thoughtful and mindful of of what I pin to the minds of those people who are around me, because iron sharpens iron, human sharpen human. I want strong people around me, so I first have to be strong. I want kind people around me, so I first have to be kind to myself. I want people who are grown and thriving and strong in themselves around me, so I first have to become that person. And to do that, it at times requires for me to take that time to go heal, grow, um, restructure, all of those things. You know what I mean? So I feel like I just feel stronger. I feel more clarity. I just feel better overall. And I've been so blessed because all the people I love are in my life. All of them, everyone that I love and that I have passion for, that I enjoy being around, they're all in my life. And I'm so humbled and grateful. And I will not take them for granted. I will not take them for granted, okay? I will work on myself to ensure I don't take you for granted. All right. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And please, it is my hope that you'll share with me. But if you don't want to share, that's okay too. Share with who you love and feel safe with and trust. That's okay too. All right. But thank you for being here. And it is my prayer that you are well, that you are doing well, and that no matter what stages you are in life and what's going on with you in your life, that you're still thriving, because thriving doesn't mean you must be on in clean grass. Sometimes you're in the dirt, and that's where we should thrive even more, because that's where all the nutrients are. So it is my hope that you are thriving. Now we're going to go to our ASMR moment, and I'm just going to let you look at my Happy New Year banner in the meantime while we go through this. So let's go. Wow. Oh my goodness. Isn't that so beautiful though? That was so beautiful, wasn't it? That was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Now we are going to go move on. So happy new year. Happy 2026. And now we're going to move on to our very, very first segment, which is Unbox Solutions with me.
Welcome to Unboxing Solutions, where we unwrap more than packages, we unwrap possibility. Every tool you see is chosen with care, purpose, and real-life use in mind. If what you create deserves to be opened, explored, and put to work, this is that space.
Thank you so much for staying with me. It's now time for Unbox Solutions with me. Let's go. Don't forget to subscribe. So today, right, we are unboxing my Starlink, and I want to show you where I actually got my Starlink. Right. Oh, I'll show you after this. I'm sharing my screen already. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. And so the first book that the first box that I'm opening there is my book, Rebel Piglet. Rebel Piglet. That's that book that I'm opening. This one that I'm opening. I'm going to show you some of the pictures in this book. See, there it is. So right, so that's the package. This is the package I opened, and look at that. Oh my gosh, I was so excited when I was opening this package. So excited. Oh my goodness. Yes, look at my book. And this is actually, as I was saying to you earlier, this is the first book I ever wrote, but I lost the, I lost the book. I lost what I wrote, and I tried writing it again multiple times. Another time didn't happen, and then the third time, now I believe. I think I also wrote it in here. I also said it in here. So yeah, that's my picture of me in high school. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my word. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. I love this book. You've got to get a copy of my book, of this book. You should. So here's it where I said, the first time I wrote this story, I was still in primary school. I poured my heart into those pages, but the book was lost. I remember walking to school one morning, whispering a promise to myself that I would rewrite it one day, and here we are. Here we are. I wrote it, I published it, and I just unboxed it. Ah, God is good. God is good. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams and do that thing you've been meaning to do. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right time. Just do it. 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 Nice. And now this is the Starlink box. Let me tell you something. This Starlinks is the most neatly, tightly packaged package I've ever opened. When I tell you, they do not play about stealing this package, okay? And this is the tip for today. When you're unboxing, get the right tools. I actually have the right tools to cut the package, to open the package, but I was using my cheese knife. That was so wrong. So unfair to the cheese knife. But yeah, it's one of my knives that come with the charcuterie board, or is charcuterie board. Yeah, the cheese knives. Okay. So that is not what you should do. Get the right thing, because I have the right package opener, box opener, to cut it properly. The right thing. It's shaped the right way to just push it through it and open it. So yeah, but this box, man, I'm telling you, it was sealed. It was protected. Okay. Untampered with. Like I'm telling you, you couldn't even play with this box. It was so properly sealed. I love that about Starlink. It was really, really very well packaged. You see the struggle I'm going through to open this package? That's what I'm talking about, because it was so well packaged. So it took me a while to open it, because even after I cut it, it's like glued. So I love that. That's what packaging should look like. Yeah, that's what packaging should look like. So what kind of internet do you use? I'm using my Starlink right now, and I've learned a couple of things, right? You see, there's a part of it where they explain that you should not. Let me tell you. First of all, I got the standard kit. When I bought the standard kit, to be honest with you, I thought that's all I wanted. I didn't think I needed anything else. And the standard kit has, well, you'll see when I open what comes in, but that what do you call that? The thing that you put, the big thing that's in it. The mount. All right, so there it is, the kit. To be honest with you, that mount, I thought the mount came in the kit. It does not come in the kit. This part that I'm holding right now, this is the part like they use for like the solar, like the thing you put on top. Right, this is the part you put on top of your roof. Now, I thought that came in the standard kit. It does not come in the standard kit. These things come in the standard kit. The reason I got that extra one is because there was some delay and mix up with the purchase. And so they offered me a gift, which is to choose a mount. And I chose that. No, I also realized I chose the wrong mount based on my roof. you have to really, I would recommend ask someone, like the person who's going to be setting it up for you, ask them like which one would be the best based on my roof or something, because the one I chose, it would have been better if I had. I'm going to show you some options when this is done. And this is not sponsored. This is just my unboxing, and I like to share with you what I'm using, what I do, and how they really work. And even now, my Starlink is not working as it's supposed to. It's like every 5 minutes it's restarting, and that's because of where I put it. And you're going to see at the end of this where I put it. Where I put it, there's a part of the house that I think is blocking it. I thought it was far away, so it wouldn't have affected it, but it did. You really have to put it oops. Oh, I ripped my dress. You really have to put it somewhere where there is nothing blocking it. Nothing. So that's the plug. That's the plug for the adapter. Yeah. And then that plug is to connect the mount with the other connector. Yeah, these are the plugs and stuff. Yeah, but you really, really have to make sure, because I'm telling you, it's so annoying and frustrating. It's always, I can't even use, I'm not even using it to record right now because it's always refreshing and refreshing and refreshing, almost like it's trying to find the satellite each time. Yeah, because I think a part of the house, which I thought, a part of the roof, I never thought it would affect it, because I thought it's so far away from it, but it does. It's affecting it. It's casting a shadow or something. It's blocking it, you know? So you may be thinking, oh, there's enough satellite on one end. No, you cannot. You have to make sure there's nothing at all. It's to block it. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, so these are it. And I'm going to show you when it's being put up. And I'm just waiting. Here we are outside. It was raining. Oh my gosh. We're outside my home. And there he is. Just see that part of the roof that I'm talking about? It's blocking it. I never thought it would, because I'm like, all this sky over here, it will reach it, but no, it's blocking it. That part of the roof is actually blocking it. So now I'm going to have to relocate it. Yeah, because it's like it's always trying to find the thing. So it's always resetting, like every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, I would say it's resetting. It's annoying. It's just crazy. Yeah. So that's it. Now I want to share with you. This is the shop. This is the mount I have. This one right here, right? So the mount that comes with your Starlink is designed to support a ground level installation or a quick setup to test your internet connection. Mounts and cable routing accessories are designed for permanent installation in an elevated location like a roof, pole, or wall. And there's a video. And also what I learned after setting it up is when you install the app, there is you get to test it. There's a way for you to test the connection to make sure there are no obstacles, something, to test that nothing is blocking it. I didn't know that either until long after it was set up and I was inside trying it, because I didn't even know that the app would work without it being connected and plugged in and all of those things. So these were certain things I learned afterwards. So what I would recommend for someone putting it up is you can plug it in inside and test it. So I would recommend plugging it inside or outside or whatever. Plug it before you install it, before you nail it anywhere, before you put it in a fixed position. Hold it out in the air, test it, set it up and test it and make sure it's working properly before you actually do install it into a fixed position, so that you can know where best to like put it or whatever. And then these are the other ones. I want to get one of the minis, but I want to make sure that the one I have actually really works, because if it's constantly restarting, that is something for me to think about. It is my hope that is the thing that's blocking it, that's causing it to constantly restart. So as you saw in my video, and I'll show you again. But these are the different types. And what I wished I had gotten like one of, not that, but there's one there that I wished I'd gotten, one that can be nailed in on the side and then turn it up. But I didn't understand at the time. And if I had a recommendation for the person selling Starlink, this is a conversation I would have with persons, like to say to them, this is the one right here. I think this is the one that would have been best for me. I'm not even sure if that's one, but yeah, anything that elevates it, because when it's so close to the one that I got, like I'm realizing, no, I didn't, hold on. So what did they give me? If this is a part, I don't know, is this a part of the kit? If this is a part of the kit, then I didn't get anything extra. I don't know. I guess I'll have to ask them. But this is the one I got. This one right here. I don't think this is the best one for like a rooftop. Maybe it isn't. As I'm reading now, it seems as if it was not. Well, I did not know that because I've never bought it before. So, you know, I kind of like this too. But if it has to be nailed down, that's a lot of nailing too. So it's just a matter of understanding which one might be best for you. But I think for me, one of these would have been better for me. Yeah, one of them with the pole. Yeah, but that's the Starlink, and that's my Starlink. It works for sure. It's just I don't think I have set it up properly yet, so I don't know the power of it yet. For right now, it's pretty slow, very, very slow, extremely slow. I don't think it's supposed to be this slow. So I know I definitely have some work to do there. But I just want to show you. Ooh, pause. Right here, I want to show you something right there. You see that part of the roof that you're seeing? That is what I think is actually blocking it from the satellite. So when you're putting it, installing it, don't make the mistake I made. Nothing should be blocking. There should be nothing over it. It should be wide open space. I thought there was enough wide open space. Call me silly, call me whatever you will, but we were all there and it was installed. You know, and it's funny because another guy was there and he kept saying, oh, that's that part of the roof you're seeing up here, up the top there. He kept saying, I think that's where you should put it. I think that's where you should put it. But none of us really knew. It was the first time we were all setting it up, and this was just how it turned out. Okay, so I don't feel any way. It's okay. We will deal with it. We'll reposition it, but I get to share it with you. So should you do this, you do it differently. Now, there is another book that I have that I was going to open it, but I'm going to leave that for another show because I already opened one of them here. So this has been Unbox Solutions with me, and I just want to say thank you so much for staying with me this far. It's been a pleasure. It is my hope that you'll get a copy of my book, The Rebel Piglet, and if you do, I'd love to see a video or a photo of you unboxing it, you know. It was just one of my proudest moments, and I hope you're having moments like these, or even better moments. And if you like, please share them with me. What are the things what are you getting up to? What solutions are you finding and applying to your life that I could check out, you know, or do you have solutions that you create, that you offer? Do you set products that are daily solutions, that offer daily solutions for persons? Let me know. What are some of the things I'm looking for? I don't even know. I'm not sure. But if you have products that offer daily solutions to persons, share with me. You know, who knows? I might be interested. So go ahead and share it with me. But thank you so much for staying with me so far. This has been Unbox Solutions with me. You're watching Refresh, Relax, Renew, Season 3, Episode 32. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me and for being here with me. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's move on to our next segment. But before we go, here's a message from one of my partners.
Strong organizations are built on more than strategy, they're built on people. At Human Impact Development Consulting, we help organizations strengthen leadership and support staff well-being. We put clear people systems in place that actually work. From HR advisory and policy development to leadership support, we cover it all. Our approach is practical, ethical, and people-centered. If ready for clarity, confidence, and sustainable impact, visit sandrinedunkley.com. Human Impact Development Consulting, where people systems meet performance. This is Free Money Wednesdays, where funding meets vision. Access becomes strategy, the fastest way to get attention. Apply for funding that lets them see your brand in motion. If you're building something worth backing, visibility starts here.
Welcome to Free Money Wednesdays. Welcome back. I'm Coach Raquel, as you know, and we're going to go straight to our funding list for this month for 2026. We opened 2026 big. So let's go to, okay, Free Money Wednesdays. And this is our funding blog. And let's go, let's go, let's go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So for 2026 or 2026 funding opportunities for NGOs and entrepreneurs, your essential guide for January. All right. So we're in January. And for this blog, we have receipts included, deadlines verified, hope funded. Okay. So we got the receipts, baby. Okay. All the links are provided for you where you can access where we got this information and you can pursue the grants. And I invite you, please apply for grants and get into the habit of applying for grants, because applying for a grant does more than give you money. It gives you network power. It brings your business, your brand right in the view of people with money. So even if you don't get the grant, they had a reason to learn about your business. It's your direct doorway, your pathway to getting people with money to know you exist. Some of us don't have what we need because those people who have it and would give it don't know we exist. So this is, and sometimes we have like promotions, advertising, but this is also one of the key ways, because guess what happened? They're asking you to send them something. They opened the door, a window, a pathway for you to say, hello, I exist, I am here, right? Isn't that a cute picture? Cute graphic. But what I'm saying is we need to introduce ourselves to people. Just like I've been saying to myself, you need to introduce yourself to more men. If you're not meeting men, how are you going to find a partner? If the ones you have, at the moment, they're not moving in your favor, or they're dilly-dallying, this is what they would call it, or it's not the time, or they're not the one. Meet new people. That's something I'm trying to figure out how to do. But I'm saying in the case of funding, you have persons out there who are saying, come, I actually want you to apply. Apply. I want to know you exist. I want to know what you do. I want to know what your goals are. I want to know who you're impacting. There are people literally saying, hello, come on in. So what we want to do is go on in. All right. So finding the right funding and grants in 2026 means knowing where to look and how to prepare. This year, opportunities are abundant but selective. Funders want clear goals, measurable impact, and a strong organization. Whether you lead an NGO, a faith-based group, or a Black entrepreneur building wealth with purpose, this guide highlights 2026 top active grant listings, deadlines, and tips to help you succeed. And you can just go to my website, mycoachministry.com /blog. I think that's what it is. Yes. Or just go to the website. It's right there on the homepage. And you can see all of what I'm going to be sharing with you now, and you can access the links and all the resources. There are no paywall. There's no paywall, no nothing. You don't have to pay for this information. It's there. It's free. All the links and everything is there. It's free. And because I have a passion for nonprofits and faith-based, I especially look for things for those persons. And entrepreneurs, so it's there. So Funds for NGO remains a trusted source for NGOs and faith-based organizations seeking grants early in the year. The January to February 2026 listings include over 500 active opportunities worldwide with verified deadlines and application details. The key highlights: grants focused on community health, education, and social justice, special funds for faith-based initiatives supporting vulnerable populations, and opportunities for capacity building and organization development, economic empowerment, and entrepreneurship. You have the AU EU Youth Action Lab Africa. The amount is up to 30,000 euros. You can go on there. It's youth-led NGOs, entrepreneurs, incubators, mission-driven organizations, sustainable business, and plus social change, and the deadline for this one is January 7. Isn't today January 7? This blog is always published on the first of the month. It's always at 8 o'clock in the morning, always published on the first of the month. So you don't have to wait for the Free Money Wednesdays podcast to go there. All right. So that one deadline is today. And then like I said, this is more than the grant. So I would still submit my thing anyway. You never know what can happen. You know what I mean? And then you have the AFJ discretionary grant. This is for Jamaica. Amount up to 20,000 USD who registered Jamaican nonprofits. And the focus is education, health, youth nutrition, economic development. And the deadline for this, is February 6th. There is time. Now, this one is the Eisenhower Fellowships Innovative Entrepreneurs Program. And this one is for entrepreneurs building scalable social ventures. And it's for leaders, enterprise, and global exposure. And the deadline for this is Valentine's Day, February 14, 2026. Faith Aligned and Community Leadership, Clergy and Religious Leaders Fellowship for faith leaders, ministry heads, religious nonprofits. The focus is ethical leadership, social responsibility. And that one, the deadline has passed, January 4, 2026. Community organizing grants, multiple funders. And this one is for grassroots and Black-led community organizations. And the focus is civic engagement, systems change. And the deadline is through January 31. And this one is a rolling, it keeps going until January 2026. Let me tell you what rolling is. Rolling means that it occurs more than one time in the year. It's not just a one-off. Yeah, so here's a pro tip for funds for NGOs. The funds for NGOs is best used as a radar, not a final stop. Always click through to the original funder page before applying. And like I said, the links are there. So we link you to the main page and then we go to where everything is. Tips for applying: review eligibility carefully. Many grants require nonprofit registration or faith-based status. Prepare a clear project summary that shows measurable outcomes. Submit early to avoid last-minute technical issues. Now moving on, U.S. federal funding with 2026 deadlines. For U.S.-based NGOs and entrepreneurs, grants.gov is the central hub for federal funding. In 2026, the government announced over 1,000 grant opportunities across agencies like the Department of Health and Human Services, the Small Business Administration, and the Department of Education. Yes, faith-based organizations are eligible for many federal grants. When the funds are used for approved services, that is, so housing, workforce, environment, education, like those. High relevance opportunities. EPA Brownfields Assessment Grants, that's for non-profits and community development partners, environmental cleanup, economic revitalization, and that deadline is January 28, 2026. Still open. Supportive services for veteran families. It's also for nonprofits serving veterans, and the focus is housing stability, homelessness prevention, and this deadline is February 19. Community Development Block Grant is eligible for nonprofits and partners. The focus is housing, infrastructure, community wealth, and the deadline for this is September 30. You have time, 2026. Now, federal funding reality check. Register early. Budget narratives matter as much as vision, faith, identity is allowed. Religious use of funds is not. Hear that again. The budget narratives matter as much as vision, faith, identity is allowed. So there you go. That's the tip. Application advice. Register your organization on sam.gov before applying. Pay close attention to submission deadlines. Federal grants often have strict cutoffs. Use the downloadable application guides on grants.gov to avoid errors. All right. Now, development aid international and Caribbean grants. Development aid offers a curated list of international grants, including many focused on the Caribbean region. This platform is ideal for NGOs and entrepreneurs working in development, climate resilience, and social entrepreneurship. This is where Caribbean, African, and EU funded NGO opportunities shine. Featured open calls, you have the European Commission for Caribbean, and this is for Caribbean, amount over 500,000 euros, the focus, social protection and nutrition systems. And this is for NGOs and non-profit organizations. And the deadline is January 21, 2026. Now, Enable, ENABEL, that is, European Commission, and this is for Africa. Amount over 2 million euros. The focus is food security and community resilience. It's for NGOs and CSOs, and the deadline for this is February 9, 2026. How to stand out tip. Tailor your proposal to the funder's priorities, such as environmental impact or social inclusion. Include local partnerships and community involvement in your application. Provide clear budgets and timelines. Where Black entrepreneurs fit. Let's have this is the real talk, okay? Black entrepreneurs, and the reason I have this interest is because, look at my skin. I'm a Black woman. So I have the general funding, but I always zoom into Caribbean, Jamaica, USA, where I'm connected to, where my clients, and I also do this in the interest of my clients. I also do it based on where they are aligned. Yeah. So where Black entrepreneurs fit, the real talk. Black entrepreneurs face unique challenges accessing funding and grants, but 2026 brings promising opportunities. Many grant programs now specifically target Black-owned businesses, especially those focused on community wealth building and innovation. Did you hear that? Many grant programs now specifically target Black-owned businesses, especially those focused on community wealth building and innovation. All right. Okay. So loans may not be out there for Black people, but money is. Free money is. What to know? Very few grants say Black entrepreneurs only. Many do fund the outcomes Black entrepreneurs lead. Workforce development, MSME growth, food systems, and agriculture. Youth enterprise community revitalization, the winning strategy. Apply as the solution builder, not the exception. Apply as the solution builder, not the exception. I always can't stand when I hear the first Black this, the first. Be solution focused. All right. Now, 2026 grant readiness checklist. Here we go. You should save this. One, clear. You need to have clear, and this is before applying for any grants in 2026. And this is it. Find professionals who can help you. It's okay. This is free money you're accessing, right? But you might have to pay to get the right expertise to do the application for you. So create a part in your budget to fund the application of grants. The same way you would fund advertising your business, you put a money apart for advertising, you can put some money apart to invest in someone or hire someone, have someone in your business that is always applying for grants for you, always, like constantly. That's what they do. All right, number one, clear mission statement that aligns. This is a checklist, and there's a longer checklist that I have. And also I have my weekly boost and stuff that I do for those who are my members, paid members, will get exclusive information. You can just go to the subscriptions page, mycoachministry.com/subscriptions, and you can sign up. You have it for $9 for the month. It's very low. It's not high. But if you don't have that, you can also join the free Facebook group that we have, which is called the Calm Collective on Facebook. And if you join it, there's a free version that is posted there as well. So remember, one, clear mission statement that aligns with the grant's goals. Not just tell them who you are and what you want. No, make sure you learn who they are and what they're looking for, so you can present your desires in a way that they can interpret it as aligned with them. Right? Registered nonprofit or business status. Make sure you're up to date with your documentation. Detailed project plan, please. Your objectives, your activities, your expected outcomes, and also background, your story. Show them what you've already accomplished. Realistic budget, not some highfalutin. That's a word. Yeah, not some unrealistic budget. And unrealistic can be both low or high. It's not always. I don't just mean on high. I mean, some budgets. I've seen some persons with some budgets that are, we know that money cannot execute what you're talking about. Be realistic, and also pay attention to the information already in the grant information. So, what their budget is. Letters of support and partnership agreements to see how important your network is. Proof of past success or impact. That's what I was saying earlier. And then compliance with application instructions and deadlines. So preparing these elements ahead of time saves stress and improves your application quality. Right. And for personalized grant matching and application support, again, you can join the CAM Collective, where we can support you there. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Are there specific grants and stuff that you're looking for that you'd like me to look into when I put together the one for February? Drop it in the comments section. Leave it down there. Let me know how I can support you, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to support you. I want to support you. So let me know how I can support you. And also remember that this, my funding grant is there. It's on the website. All the information I just read to you, it's right here on the website. You just have to log on to mycoachministry.com and access the information. It is all there. It is all there. All right. So take some time. This is the checklist. Take some time and go there. Let's cultivate a habit around engaging in conversations or listening to podcasts and participating in programs that actually bring about solutions for you, for your life. Positive, good solutions. And before we go there, there's something I want to share with you. I want to introduce two of my clients to you and invite your support for them. So this one is Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries is a 21st century worldwide ministries open to everyone, a church without walls. It offers biblical teachings, live prayer, outreach, and media interventions, that faith-based media interventions that reach every corner, so no one is left in the dark about God, right? And they have live services, community outreach, and global partnerships. And they have different programs, like they have the Excel Project, which is a vocational training program center offered online, so anyone anywhere can get accreditation that's international. So you can go there. Now, the reason I'm introducing them to you, and then we have the Sister Georgia program and many other things that they do. They work with women who've been divorced, and First Wives Club of Elegance. Yeah, it's some amazingly wonderful programs. So, and I want to invite you to visit their website at wamoe.org. I like to introduce you to their program. Check them out and introduce you to their organization. Check it out and see what it is. It offers positive content for those who are seeking to live a positive life, right? Now, I would like to invite you, if you don't mind, to help us reach $500, a $500 monthly goal of donation. Help us reach a $500 monthly goal. Support their community impact and faith-based outreach by giving. You can give $10, $25, $1,000, $2,000, and this is tax deductible funding. So when you donate to them, you can request something from them that you can then write it up in your tax because it's tax deductible. All right. And it is very simple to support them. You just go to wamo.org/give. That's WAMOE.org/give. All right. So this is what that's it's that simple, and I'm inviting you, please, just to help us reach this $500 goal. All right. So that is what I wanted to introduce with you. There's a second one I want to introduce to you as well. I'm hoping you support both. The next one is Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries. Wow, listen to that, right? It's a mouthful, a whole mouthful. Now, Gospel Foundation, we are also seeking to help this organization, this church, this NGO. We are also trying to help them to reach the $500 monthly goal every single month. So I'm asking you, please, and I'm inviting you to support Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries mission of prayer, healing, and hope by giving $10, $25, $1,000, $2,000. Please do not skimp, do not hesitate. Again, this is tax deductible, and also, you know what? It's a bless. It's these are people who are seeking, at the very least, seeking to do God's work. So whatever you do towards them will be blessed. Will be blessed, and I decree and declare and I pray that God will give you a return on your investment that is a millionfold when you support these organizations. Please help them achieve their $500 monthly goal. That's so small. It's just $500, right? So let's get in, let's help them. And to support Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries, simply visit gfihministries.org/give to donate. And of course, they have different programs as well. They have Footprints of Hope, I believe in Miracles podcast and newsletter, and there's a website too for Footprints of Faith. And then they also have Bible Talk for Children, which is another program. But I just want to tell you a little bit about who they are, or have I already told you? I think the name kind of capture who they are and what they do. So Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries fosters a warm, loving, and supportive space for everyone. The ministry is a Bible-based ministry that addresses an individual's spiritual need, emotional need, relational need, and physical need. So it's a holistic approach to wellness that they offer. So you see, it's more than a church. So it is my hope that you will support them. I just want to say thank you so much for staying with me so far. And we're now going to go to our final segment. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you donate to any of these, please come back and let me know. Please, I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Now let's go to our next segment.
And now, allegedly, where we slow the story down. This is about insight versus impact, learning from what we observe. Instead of paying the price ourselves, their experiences become our education. So growth doesn't have to come with damage.
Where truth meets opinion and headlines meet hard questions. Okay, welcome to Allegedly Season 3, Episode 32. All right. Oh my gosh, can you believe we're at Episode 32? Now, for today in Allegedly, I have a couple of clips that I want to react to that I got from TikTok, and we're just going to get right into it because we don't want to waste any time. I'm Coach Raquel, and welcome back. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate you, and I value your participation and support. Okay, so let's go. But before we start to talk the people's business, let's do some house cleaning, some housework. Let's go to our fair use uh, disclaimer first. All right, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And I also want to add to that, there's a little practice that I have, and you've heard it in the intro, the opening for this segment. We do this. I see these stories as as breakdowns that other people are going through, as moments other people are having that can inspire my own self work, your self work, our self work, inspire us to work on self, so we can achieve. Oh, I'm so sorry. So we can achieve breakthroughs in our lives. We're not just here to gossip and just talk about their story just because we can. No, we're here to explore their stories. Yes, talk about it too, because we're not going to pretend as though it's not entertaining. It is, but it can be as equally empowering as it is entertaining. And let us consider entertainment with mindfulness, that we do not disparage or demean people, and that we are mindful of people's pain. Because I tell you, I think there is a curse that comes with mishandling people's pain and trauma, because pain and trauma is a direct link with God, is how I see it, because that's how God, I believe this is how God talks to us. This is how God gets us to do his will. This is how he bends our minds and our wills to his way. So we ought to be careful and mindful and cautious in how we're handling other people's story. All right, so now we're going to go into our video. We're starting out with a clip from an interview that Tasha K had with Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales is one of those persons who I'm very intentional about supporting. I support Tasha K too, but not as intentional. Tasha K is more like, to be honest, she uses entertainment in a very powerful way to give meaningful information, especially when it comes to health and stuff. I realize that she's really, really into those things, and she has the wisdom to know how to use the gossip to get the attention, to get the crowd, so she can then present meaningful information. And she's doing something that I believe is very, very powerful, where she's doing with her lawyer, where she's helping persons navigate bankruptcy. It is powerful. It is powerful. And they have to, man, we love gossip. We really have to reculture our minds to appreciate positive content. It's something that I'm extremely mindful of with myself, Yeah. I had to recondition my mind. So, and I love Amanda Seales. I love her. Love her, love her, love her. I'm intentional about supporting her. Yeah, so let's go.
What I'm saying is, with someone with your knowledge, right, and your expertise, you've been in Hollywood, you've been out.
You're asking me to change how I
I'm not
exist.
asking you to change.
Yes, you are, because I need you to know something.
I just
confidence can be quiet, confidence can be loud, but at the end of the day, confidence is an assurance that you've created for yourself because you've done the work. You've seen the results of your work, so you're confident. And that makes people who are not confident feel some type of way. And we live in a society that actively seeks to make us feel.
My gosh, I'm going to let her finish, but I have to say this. Yesterday I had to sit with myself and say, Raquel, why do you have cognitive dissonance around love and relationship? Because I realized that I'll feel rejected by somebody, but I'm still desiring them. And I sat there and I said to myself, do you know that you love movies, and I'm happy that you love movies, but you have developed a habit and a conditioning of cognitive dissonance? And I sat there and I'm like, oh my gosh, are they intentionally conditioning us to be cognitive dissonant? To have cognitive dissonance, okay? Is there an intention to make sure that, because even when I think of the Bible, it's like we read it, we know it's the past, but for some reason we ignore our own instinct to relive. when that's not what it's for. It's like there is a constant, all the training and the conditioning and the church and the education system. And I'm not saying all, because I see especially these two churches that I spoke with you about. The reason I even mentioned them on my program is because I see an intention from them to talk to cater to the health, the positive life outcomes of people. And they're not just about heavily mindedness. They are about the quality of life that you live right now. Because I had to check myself, like, when it comes to love and relationship, there's cognitive dissonance. It's like I see someone rejecting me, so why am I still here cultivating a desire for them? Why am I still here cultivating love for this person? Yeah, like, yes, I can have love in my heart and even my soul for you, but I don't need to farm it. I don't need to cultivate it. I don't need to invest in it. Not unless I see where we're both at the same place, and you've demonstrated to me that you actually value and desire this love in your life. Because it can be there, but I don't have to feed it. I don't have to nurture it. I don't have to fertilize it at all. And then I can focus on fertilizing actual relationships that are healthy for me, that are mutually beneficial, that has a mutual desire, that has mutual interest and investment. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is something I really, really, really need to think about, to make sure I don't lock myself into anything, any ideology, any circumstance, any situation, because I have some information about it that I can't circumnavigate. Does that make sense? Right. So it's the same thing. It's like it's like almost like if you're positive and confident, it's like you become a problem. And I understand it, because you see, we claim that we serve God. We claim that we are obeying God. We claim that we're living for God, right? Not for God, but living a life that God would be proud of. But then when we really look at what we call the broad road and the narrow road, do we choose people in our lives that hold us accountable? Do we choose people in our lives that will make us not get so comfortable that we conform to this world? Do we choose like that? And before we can even think of choosing people like that, we first have to be at a place where we are holding ourselves accountable, where we have our own confidence. Because I've heard persons hate on Amanda. And these are people who are thought leaders and people who have sway and who have large followings. And I've heard them going on her. And when I hear them going on her, I'm like, oh my God, look at the play. Look at the play. Yeah, because if you really do your own homework and go to Amanda, you realize that Amanda is actually an advocate for for the Black community and for positive outcomes for Black communities and Black people, right? She is passionate about who she is, her roots, but she's confident, and she does not allow people to diminish her. And when she walks into rooms, she owns who she is, and she will not allow you to silence her or put her in a corner or put her in a box. And guess what happened? She is now dubbed problematic. And in my dear little, oh my God, I ordered my Dear Little Black Girl book last night, and I can't wait for it to get here. Now, in that book, I have one of my editions is on, oh my gosh, it slipped me a little bit. It's on something, yeah, one of them is called Be Problematic. Be problematic. I'm not saying you shouldn't, there are not moments or spaces within which you should be agreeable, but those are spaces where it should have already been established that there's an agreement where your care and your well-being and your wellness is a priority. You must first be a priority in any space, place, or with any group. You must first be a priority before you start becoming agreeable or amenable or start making shifts and changes and what do they call that when you and compromises. You must be of high priority in any space you seek to compromise. You must first be a priority. Your positive outcome, oops, I'm sorry. Your positive outcome must first be a priority before you even think of compromising or being agreeable. Your welfare must matter first. All right. So be confident. And I love that Amanda does not allow anyone to put her in a corner, baby. She's going to show up herself, and I'm quite like that. I have realized and learned that it doesn't matter what space I'm in. If you're seeking to diminish me, I don't care how I feel about you. I don't care what you've done for me. If you're seeking to diminish me, put my light under a bushel, baby, then you're not where I need to be.
Like, we cannot be confident about anything. It constantly gaslights us. It constantly lies to us. Confident feels some type of way. And we live in a society that actively seeks to make us feel like we cannot be confident about anything. It constantly gaslights us.
Yes.
It constantly lies to us. It constantly tells us that we are not worthy.
And constantly
so
publicly
for
punish
me
people
to
who show
capitulate
confidence.
to that is counterintuitive. No,
Yes.
I'm going to be who I am.
Absolutely.
And I am direct.
Yes.
I am sharp.
Yes.
I am honest.
Yes.
And I'm on the internet in pockets.
There you
like
go.
People see 3 minutes and think that's your existence. You know, and a lot of times I'm packaged by other people who don't have my best interest or the people's best interest.
A lot of times I'm packaged and presented by other people who does not have her best interest at heart. You know, there's a clip that I saw in an interview where they were talking, and I have not watched the documentary, so I'm not commenting on the entire documentary, but I have to say this. There's a clip that I saw of them talking about Sean Combs, and they showed a clip of him talking to his lawyers. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, right? He was talking with his lawyer. And the way they present the clip was when he said, listen, I hire you, you're professionals, do your job. I don't care who you have to do. And I am saying to you that when they put that clip up, they actually put the clip up as a way of demeaning him, as a way of saying, look how horrible he is, look how he behaves, I've had that happen to me. Let me tell you something. What Sean Combs did was a boss move. But you see, and that's what I'm saying, it's like they're conditioning us to not have confidence. So you see, when you show a clip like that and you make it out to be a bad thing and you make it out to be horrible and you make him out, oh, he's being a monster. He's being a monster because he's being a man. He's being a monster because he's being a boss. He's being a monster because he's commanding and demanding that the people who he has hired must do their job. So he's a monster. He's a monster because he is saying, I will accept nothing but your best. My life is on the line. My life is at stake. My money is at stake. My money is on the line. My wealth, all my hard work, all my rewards for all my hard work is on the line. And you expect me to come and say what? Could you please make sure that you win this case? The what? WTF? You see how they train our young people to not stand up for themselves, to not be assertive, to not be confident, to not command respect in the room? I am paying you. Ooh, my clothes is ripping apart. I'm paying you to do your job. Do your job. You're the professionals. Get it done. I want answers. I don't want any problems. I don't want to hear the issues. Fix it. That's why I hired you. That's how he is supposed to show up. He's supposed to show up, man. And I'm not saying that all men will show up that way. I'm going to share something with you about someone who's very special to me. He did the cutest thing the other day. I found it very sexy. We were talking, and I was just talking and going on. And I'm telling you, like, I was interrupting him, constantly interrupting him. And let me tell you something. That man did not tell me. He never said a word, but he said everything. My man did a little silence thing, you see, on me. Like, it was a loud moment of silence. And let me tell you, that moment of silence was, girl, sit your ass down. A man is in the room. You know? It was the most attractive, like, I love that kind of thing. No disrespect, no loud sounding, no nothing. He just did it in such a way that I'm like, all right, I'll sit down. I'm seated on the floor. Okay, there you go. So everyone will not sound the same, but how dare you And I'm sure he doesn't sound like that if his life is threatened and he's about to lose everything. So there are different places for different things. Courage is not always roaring, but it's not always silent either. And moments call for different things. So what Sean Combs was doing in that moment was correct. His life was on the line. His money was on the line. And he's saying, listen to me, I've been an employer, so I understand. Sometimes persons only have your job. There's a thing running on TikTok right now. If I have money, I wouldn't take the job, but I don't have any money, so I have to take the job. See? Some people only take the job because they have the money. So you paying the money has to make sure they do the job. They do the job. So, they try to diminish. So we have to be mindful that we're in a society that is conditioning us for broad road. So narrow road behavior must be intentional.
So they will take a video and then throw on some stuff in it or throw in some stuff at the back of it, but they're actually misrepresenting what I...
And also sometimes they use sound effects that did not happen in the real life event. They use sound effects to hammer that home, to cement it. That's what they did even with the Sean Combs thing. The music is playing and you're hearing him yelling at the... See? And if you're not a thinker, an independent thinker, you leave there thinking. And if you're not someone who understands entrepreneurship, money, if you're not someone with wealth, the majority of the people don't necessarily have Sean Combs' money. So they don't even understand what he's facing. They can't connect.
Said. So a lot of times there's that. There's also the reality that sometimes I am staying.
That's right. Yes, sometimes staying is called for.
That way. I mean, so listen.
Everybody is. That's why
we all have our... Listen, I love attitude, okay? I love real. And we have to get to a place where we really, really, truly desire real. For me, pretense is what turns me off. Don't pretend, don't be fake, don't give me what you don't want to give me. Be yourself. You feel like yelling, yell. I don't care. It's okay. Not that I don't care, but it's okay. Be yourself. Do you. I got you. Just be real with me. Just give me your truth so we can have a real experience. Real experience.
Like, who the hell is y'all talking to?
That's
like,
right,
we're all
baby.
multidimensional people.
Yeah.
So I think there's
one
expectation for me to show up in a way that is comfortable for people. And that is a people
that's not my
pleasing
job.
expectation. I'm not showing up to be comfortable for you.
No, not
I am
my
in
job.
this lifetime, and I'm doing my best in this lifetime. And the only way that I can
and
exist
this is what I always
is in my
say.
true
Everyone
self. And my
is
true
doing
self
their
is
best.
not going to put on a front.
Yeah, exactly. So be yourself. Do you. And those who love you will love you. Let's go to the next clip.
Watch this video.
You see me? Disclaimer, what I'm going to say is going to touch you in some ways, okay?
First of all, I reject what she just said. And I reject what the guy who introduced it said. How dare you think that you're going to come here to me with something positive, with something good, with something that it's not a bad thing, but you think I'm going to reject it because what? Why? You don't think I know what's best for me? You don't think... I don't like it when people do that. Say what you have to say and let me react to it. And now you're going to hear what she had to say. And he said, again, this is how they culture a mindset within us that reject good things, make us feel like we're not open to positive experiences and to positive ways of being and whatever. Listen to what she's going to say and listen to how they open it. It's like a not backhanded compliment, but a backhanded way of teaching someone something. If you have something to teach someone, just teach them. Leave off that ugliness at the beginning. But then again, I can't tell you how to be. What I have to say is, all right, Raquel, there's some useful information here. Just focus on the part that's useful. They're not obligated to present it in my way. But I'm saying, pay attention to how they present things to you. Pay attention. Play it again.
Is going to piss a lot of women off. Watch this video.
She's going to piss a lot of women off. And sometimes they also do that because they know that we love this kind of thing. So, and that's not why I watched it. As a matter of fact, when I heard that part, I didn't watch it. I left, but because I saw other clips of it, right? I saw other clips of it. And I'm like, I really like what she's saying because that's actually how I feel about relationships in this life. But listen to it. So you have to be careful. What attracts your attention? Negative energy? Critique? people talking down to you, those are things to be mindful of.
Video.
You see me? Disclaimer, what I'm going to say is
Gaslighting and rage baiting. Try not to have those things be stimulants for you. Try not to let it be that rage baiting and gaslighting is what gets your attention, because you see, they present things how it gets your attention.
going to touch you in some ways, okay? So be prepared. Your man is the one to teach you how to be a wife to him.
Absolutely.
A man is the one who is going to teach you how to be a wife to him.
Then who else could?
And how does he teach you how to be a wife to him? First, let's establish that marriage is governance.
Yes.
It's lord over you.
Absolutely.
You're entering a regime. You're entering a government.
Absolutely.
So you have a head over you.
That's it.
So this head, this government has rules and regulations,
Right.
has ways to do things, has curfews, tells you what to wear, what
Yes.
to cook, how the direction of the family is going,
Yes.
what business to invest to. He tells
Absolutely.
you everything.
And as with any government, people will surrender to their government based on how their government regard and treat them. So all the men getting happy, good, because of course, if I'm going to marry a man and I'm not prepared to be in submission to him, then it means that I'm signing up for misery. I'm signing up for misery for the rest of my life. Right? All of what she's saying, absolute fact. And I do think in a lot of cases, when women refrain from really submitting, is because the leader has not submitted himself to the process. The leader is not showing up government. The leader is not showing up boss. The leader is showing up wondering if you're there to steal from him. The leader is showing up as though he lacks capacity. The leader is showing up missing, absent. Don't know how to say I don't know something. Don't know how to say I need help. Don't know how to say I love you, I'm here. Don't even know how to choose right. Doesn't even know how to choose right. Doesn't even know how to choose the woman who would actually submit to him. Many men are out here chasing asses. Asses go to the toilet. Asses go to toilet. That's what ass is for. Sit on, to sit on. Okay? Anyway, let's continue.
Leads, protects, provide. That is a government. It takes care of its people. In godly marriages, it is God, man, then woman. And God brings instructions to man how to govern his family. Your
Absolutely.
work is to listen. Your work is to follow. Your work is to obey.
And let's be clear. Listen, follow, and obey does not mean that you disappear. It doesn't mean you don't get to ask questions. It doesn't mean you don't get to disrupt. It doesn't mean you don't get to say, hang on here, I'm unclear. I'm seeing a little bit of an error. It doesn't mean you don't participate. It's not one way, right? This is how I view marriage. Let's say my husband wants me to do something, and I think he's telling me the wrong thing to do. I'm going to approach it like business. I'm going to request a meeting, if that's possible, so we can have a conversation. If at the end of our conversation, that man says to me, thank you for your feedback, now we're proceeding as I said. Even if in my head I see failure down the line, I am going with what he says. Because there can never be failure down the line if he's the one doing it. You know, there is one time I think there are two times. No. There's one time in my life that I met somebody who I could close my eyes and walk off a cliff with that person, and I would not worry about my landing, even if my landing was death. I'd have been completely okay with it. Yeah, but that has to be a mutual thing. And anyway, I'm just sharing an experience of my experience. I've never been married, so I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not talking about an actual thing that happened, but just something for me in my soul that I've experienced with somebody, right? But if I'm already married to this person, and I think sometimes people don't submit out of fear, and if and sometimes fear comes because of lack of trust. Because if you're a government and you're busy cheating, taking out the money from here, taking it over there, putting this over there, doing that over there. For example, there's some Americans who are concerned that Israel is being prioritized over America. I'm not saying this is true, I'm just saying in the news right now, if you're listening, that's what I'm hearing, where some Americans are concerned, like, hold on, Israel have free healthcare, America does not. So why do I feel like America is sending so much money to Israel? Then people are not going to feel comfortable with the government. It's the same thing when I'm in a man and wife. If that person, and I'm not saying it's even fact, if they even feel that it might be the case, and you do not provide the clarity and transparency and security that they need to know, no, I'm not stealing behind your back. I'm not building a safe haven for me while you are here struggling. There's certain things that government has to do in order to secure the total surrender of its people. Because you see how God operates? Look what God did. God made sure that everything was prepared before he took anybody on, before he created anybody. He's saying, I'm going to give you the security. So when I ask you to obey me, when I ask you to do what I ask you to do, I would have demonstrated to you an unending love first. The Bible said he sent his only son to die. And we have men talking about money and she just want my money or whatever. If you have to worry if she just wants your money, you're marrying the wrong woman for the wrong reason. Go to the one that you know truly loves you, that you know God gave you, that you know will surrender and love her. But you now have to ask yourself, can I love what is good for me? Do I have the capacity to truly love and do good? Like the Bible says, love your wife like Christ loved the church. Can you love the one that's best for you, the one God has for you, like Christ loves the church? And be honest, because we're, again, chasing asses, chasing what looks a certain way, chasing how. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because I feel like I'm talking to myself too. Because to be honest with you, who I feel God called me to love doesn't want me. And so I've been asking myself, so God, can I go to who want me? Because what wants me is like my fantasy, is like the man I dreamed about. And to be honest with you, that's not my call to make. That's not my call to make. That's God's call to make. And I'm going to sit my ass down and let my God do what it needs to do, what God needs to do. And if I have to die in the way he wants me to be, then that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. But because God did not restrict me, and even the person did not force me either, because I got liberty, because I got release, because I got openness, because I am not tied down, I'm here. I'm here. And I'm going to trust God's leadership always. Because we also have to have faith and know that, and trust. We have to trust our partners to fail, to delay, to make mistakes. We have to. They're humans. So there's lots to consider. But as a woman, in my relationship, the man is the man. I don't care how anyone sees me. I serve God. And in my household, it's God, the man, then me. I say, what do I say? Mom is the business, dad is the boss, and the kids are the branches. Mom is the business. We're the ones who do, we have the details. We're the ones we're the field agents. We're the second in command. We do whatever needs to be done to make sure his desire or what his outcome is happens, right? In the best way and in his favor, right? So mom the business, dad the boss, and the kids the branches. That's just how I see it. Right? So when I marry, or should I marry, everything, my brain, my degrees, my experiences, my resources, all my resources are at the table for my husband to do with as he pleases. And if he decides he's going to rob his own household, one, I'm not going to anticipate it. I'm not going to conceive it in my mind. I want nothing to do with it. So if he decides on his own to do that, that's between him and God. What I know is that God's got me. God's got me. So if God allows for that man to pull the rug from under my feet, then I know either whatever the outcome of that is going to be, that's what God wants to happen to me. So I'm not, my husband will never intentionally hurt me. And I know that. I know that. And if I choose to marry a man who I think could do that, then I'm making a choice. And it's not the man who's going to fail me. I would have already failed myself. Let's go.
Your work is to inspire. Your work, I know this is going to touch you in fact, it's going to pain you. You won't
Why would
understand
it pay me?
just,
What
you
the
will want to fight
WTF?
me.
Why would it pay me? Let's move on because it's irritating me. Let's play. It just irritates me. Let me say this. My fellow ladies, if what she just said truly irritates you, then you're not ready for marriage. It means you don't love yourself. If knowing, I cannot imagine any woman who does not want to inspire her husband. I know for me, the only thing for me between me and inspiring a man is access and permission and knowing that I'm doing something that he values. I have to have the agreement of the man that he wants me, he wants to be with me, and he wants me to have that role as his wife. If I don't have that, I will be hesitant with everything I do with him. I cannot surrender. And I don't see why it would be any different for any other woman. If this is my husband, the man I chose to surrender my life to, why would it be an irritant for me to hear someone say I should inspire him? I don't care what. I don't care. Let me tell you, cheating is my deal breaker. At the beginning of the agreements, when I'm marrying someone, I would have communicated that. And should that happen and I find out, and it will be a complete shock to me because my husband will never cheat on me and I will never plant that in my brain. He will never do that to me. Should anything happen that comes to me and I have evidence of something happening, the decision of how I handle that will be between myself and God. And because I already know God and I've already communicated, and I would have in that relationship communicate my deal breaker, I would move on with no issues. I'd be happy to say, thank you for demonstrating to me that you no longer want to be with me. I wish you nothing but the best. Go be happy with who you want to be with. The issue that we face is possession. We want to possess and we don't want to deal with change. Divorce is just a change. It's a redirection. It's not some wicked evil that someone does to you. God has allowed for a redirection, a repositioning, a growth to happen. A growth to happen. Nobody can harm me unless God approves it. Nobody. There's not a human on earth that can touch a hair on my head without the God who I know. You see, I don't know God from Bible. I know God from lived experiences. And I know that God is with me. And any circumstance I must face is because God allowed it. And he's with me because he allowed it. There is no space, no time, no circumstances, no person who can come between me and God. Unless me, myself, decide to put on God for a man. And if I have to put God on for a man, I'm with the wrong man. It's that simple. So my husband will never have to worry about my surrender to him. Ever. Because I am not just surrendering to him for him. It will be surrendering to him in God. And so whatever decisions he wants to take, that's on him. What I have to do is make sure on entering this agreement, I am clear about my boundaries. I'm clear about the things that I will not tolerate. And then he has the choice. He then has the choice. And we have to be fair with each other. If you know cheating is my deal breaker and you've done it, we don't need to argue. I will always love you. I just cannot live with this. Because this is not something that I'm willing to tolerate. And I would have talked to God about it, and I would have talked to him about it. But no, there's no way in this life I would marry a man I'm not completely submitted to and surrendered to. Never, never. There's some of us out here making life decisions on world resources, making spiritual compromises for money, making spiritual compromises for things and for looks and for feelings and for lust. I don't know what happens to me when I'm no longer here. But you know, one of the things sometimes I think about, what if where I go, what if the next level after death must be prepared for based on my obedience here? What if where I'm going next requires like the legacy of my investments in life, the life choices I've made? What if the return on investment will determine how I perform where I go next? What if I'm not going to burn in a hellfire, but I'm going to go to another planet or world that is more intense than this one, that has more temptations than this one? Oh, why am I getting emotional? But this is why I got emotional, because this is what we have to understand. And I don't know about you. I don't know Bible so well, but I have a relationship with God, and I have literally experienced God being hurt because I made poor decisions that hurt me. I've experienced God being hurt because I was disobedient. I've experienced God being hurt because I'm not walking in the light that He prepared and created for me. And I cannot afford to disappoint God more. I cannot afford. It's not about Bible for me. It's not about heaven for me. It's not about being a good person. It's that I know God and I cannot disrespect Him anymore. I cannot live a life that make Him look bad. I cannot be so focused on the little world things that I dishonor the very essence, the very source of my life, the very person who designed and created me. And I'm going to say this. There is a man that God showed me and said, that is your husband, right? And that man does not want me. And I don't want him to settle for me either. I want him to love who God tells him is his wife. Yeah? And I want him to be happy. And if God says to me that this is the man I'm supposed to marry, and that man says no, and to honor God, I have to be single, sexless, and companionless the rest of my life, I'm okay with it. And it's not because of the man. It's because of the God. Because I know the only way that man will not be my husband is if God says, I told you this, I did not lie to you, he is, but I'm going to make a different decision. That would be that, because God knows that in the end, that's the best decision. And I will live the rest of my life loving this person. Yes. What I'm trying to say is, let me use another example. If tomorrow, and I've been there, where God took everything from me, and the moment it happened, I knew it was God. If God says you need to sit in a cell for the rest of your life, if anywhere, any situation I end up in, I know God would have approved it, so I will do it. And I'm not saying I won't complain, I won't cry, I will go through it, whatever, but I don't want anybody to don't try to save me. God's got this, and if God don't send you to me, don't come, because I don't want anything other than what God wants for me. So when it comes to marriage, and when it comes to things we're doing with each other, we ought to be careful. We're dealing with people who God love. I don't care it's a murderer. I don't care who it is. We're dealing with people who God loves. So we've got to be careful what we're doing with them. So let me go back. Of course, if I marry a man, he has my complete surrender. That's it. It's that simple for me. Let's keep going.
Exactly what you're required to do. Uplift, nurture. Make him become what he was called to be. The Bible says,
Exactly.
It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a suitable helpmate. You're suitable for him. You're made for him. And he is the only one who can teach you how to be for him.
Exactly. Who else could teach you how to be for him? Like, of course. And I think sometimes where leaders fail is that they fail in the picking. Did they choose who God told them to? And two, did you create the training that was necessary for the person to understand? And are you consistent? Is your communication clear and consistent? So when you make changes, did you sit with, and you have to give them transition? Did you take the time to understand and learn how they adjust to changes, how they move? What you see what I'm saying? So you have to, there's some things as a leader that you have to also do to ensure that persons can actually follow you. And because there are times somebody might want to surrender. I know I've gone through that, You may want to do something like in that work, your employer wanted to do something. For me, I will just try till I get it. But sometimes I need clarity, even with my clients. Sometimes, yesterday, right, I did a complete overhaul of one of my clients' website. You know why I did that? Because for the first time, the client actually went through the website and sent me a complete document, revised and tailored to what they really need. And guess what happened? I took the entire day and did an overhaul of the entire site for her, because I became clear on her direction, where she wants it to go, because I am here to support her. That's my job. I am my husband's support center. That's why I'm here. If the man you're marrying, you're not his support center, why are you marrying him? World reasons. Okay, well, that's between you and God. I can't speak to that. Let's keep going. Let's keep there. Let's go to the next clip. The next clip is no. Let's hear this man, and I respect this man so much for daring to go there. We talk about so many things, but let's look at what's really going on, because we're talking about surrendering to our husbands. Let's say you surrender to your husband, and your husband is a part of this. And you see, one of the things with us is sometimes we don't like to face the truth of something. I'm the kind of person who's going to tell my husband, hey, this is what I'm seeing. I'm still here for you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth of how you're behaving, what's happening. And one of the things I have made a commitment to myself is never to be fake, because I cannot have a real experience with anyone if I show up fake. Everything does not have to be comfortable. And what is comfortable? What is comfortable? Because I'm changing my idea of comfortable. I will be comfortable because I understand that change is consistent, and I understand that pain is life. So pain does not make me uncomfortable. Pain says to me, oh, we're going somewhere. We're making progress. Yes. There's no growth without changes and moving around and adjustments. Yes. Right? Let's listen to what this man is saying.
So OnlyFans made $7.2 billion.
$7.2 billion.
$7.2 billion worldwide, 2025.
That's right.
This is the top 10 countries. And even the countries outside of this top 10 list, when they tallied up all the revenue, all the countries combined, $7.2 billion.
Wow.
That's a freaking shame. This says that, unfortunately, a lot of men can't be trusted.
Lust.
A lot of men are impulsive.
Lust. And guess what happened?
A lot of men.
And these are heads of households. These are the leaders. I don't know where men find space to complain about any woman's flaws when men, the leadership, in the outcome of the world, the country is as a result of leadership. Where are the men holding men accountable? Where are men holding men accountable? Because if my leader doesn't hold the men around him accountable, he will never be the quality leader he's meant to be. Because before you get a woman's surrender, you need to have a network of men around you who you hold accountable, and they hold you accountable and keep you in leadership. Who are those people who sharpen you? Where do men get time to talk about women when this is what men are out here doing? I think there is so much of mentorship and correction and accountability that men need to do with men, and the same thing I said for women, that women need to do with women. Because if we all work on, if we are all working on ourselves, how can we fail? But we fail because we take our eyes off God and off self and put it on somebody else. Oh, that person is not doing that, and that person is not doing that. What are you doing? How are you showing up? If that person is so terrible, how did you end up in their space? How did you end up in the space of someone who lied to you? Who are you being?
Struggling with lust. And a lot of y'all men are down low. Because a lot of y'all men that's on that OnlyFans crap, that incel website, a lot of y'all ain't even looking at women. You're looking at men.
All right. And I did a whole episode on that. So I'm not even touching it.
Handstand,
all right.
throwing it in a circle. And the nerve of some of y'all be on these platforms, on these podcasts, you know, whining about women, bashing women, lip gloss popping, spray on hairline having, side teeth missing, satchel purse wearing to the front having. Man, stop talking about women. Stop talking about women. Y'all dudes need to be talking about this.
All right.
I'm giving y'all something to talk about. Let's talk about this.
This is.
Leave women alone, bro. This right here. Nah, bro. This
right
needs to be
here.
the topic of discussion.
This right here.
$7.2 billion.
And also think about it. If men are to provide for women, and men are not marrying women, what do women do to get provided for? Some of them do OnlyFans. Some of them marry men for money. Some of them, because if that's your job to provide, excuse me, and if you stop providing, people may end up becoming thieves. And I'm not saying it's okay to be a thief at all. But, you know, the order is going to be the order. The natural order is going to be the natural order, no matter what we do, no matter how we twist and steer it in our own way, you know? I mean, what do I know? When it comes to relationship, I don't feel like I have enough to say, because my longest relationship and my closest relationship and my most intimate relationship has been me and God. Me and God. I have not had, you know, no man has ever committed to me. No man has ever chosen me. No man has ever pursued me like that. No man has ever like fought for me like that in any real way and decided, no, this is my wife and I'm going to make her my wife. No man has ever sacrificed for me like that. So I can't speak to it. You know, I can't really speak to it. God has done that for me. God has been the one that shows up for me, you know, so that's the only thing I can reference, you know.
Like old buddy, Michigan University, he was on OnlyFans, the coach. They got fired. So we got a lot of police officers, pastors,
husbands,
lawyers,
God,
doctors,
hallelujah,
fathers, husbands, grandfathers. Subscribe to this incel crowd. But y'all got all this smoke for women and all these little goofy, little sassy talking points. Some of y'all, you don't want a woman. You want a man with a strong back.
You're right there.
That you can hold on to.
All I can say is God has proven himself faithful. And I'm not talking about magic God or Bible God, or I'm talking about the source, the real source of life, God, who created us, who remains with us. And I trust God's plans for me because they have never failed. And the only times I've ever truly failed were those times I tried to steer things my way because they were taking too long, or I didn't know that it would actually work out for me. So what I do, I find spaces where I can safely have conversations or discussions around the things that I'm thinking about, or things that I am unclear about. And I find that once find spaces where I can express myself, it helps me not it helps me limit the amount of poor decisions I make, and it helps me with the weight, and it helps me with the growth. You see, networking, having the right network around you. And it's also useful that I have people who care about me, people who are kind to me, thoughtful of me, considerate of me. And I have people who give me their time. So, and what I do is I honor myself, I honor where I'm at, and I live in my truth, because I find that when I don't own my truth, that also leads me to poor decisions, because I'm trying to appear like something I'm not. So you see, I'm unafraid to come on here and tell you I've never been pursued like that. I've never been married, and there are times when other persons have a different opinion on it than I do. Because I've also not chosen. I've been proposed to, you know, um, but I trust God. I trust my process. I trust my life process. I trust. I tr- I have real joy inside. So my life is where it's meant to be, because I have joy, real joy, and I have some quality people who I know love me. I know love me. And I feel full. To be honest, the only thing I feel like I'm missing is sex. And I don't want to just have sex with just anyone. That's not something I want. I want blessed sex. I want sex that feels blessed. And I'm not even saying that's what marriage brings per se. I want sex that feels like this is holy. This is communion. This is God blessed this. Not just because of who I marry, but that I marry who God told me to. Or I am in a marriage that God Himself designed and coordinated, even if it's for 5 minutes or 10 million years. Because like I said, if this life is preparing me for the next, for another, let me put it that way, prepare me for another. I want to run this race with mindfulness. And with that said, thank you so much for listening for watching and listening both to Allegedly Today. I'm Coach Raquel, and please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and know that I appreciate and value you. So thank you so much for staying with me so far. Wow, we've come to the end of today's show, and I just want to say thank you so much. Mwah. Thank you so much for staying with me, for being here with me, for liking, subscribing, sharing. And I want to wish you a happy, happy new year, a happy 2026. It is my prayer that God will bless your life, bless your going out and your coming in. And that my wish for you this year is that you get introduced to God in a that you get a personal introduction to God, a personal presence of God in your life. I'm telling you, I've the most painful experience is what landed me to God and to the man who God used to introduce himself to me and to introduce love to me and to place love and to plant love in my heart and demonstrate to me that I have the capacity to love. I want you to know that you are a king, and you not only because God told me and demonstrated it, but because you show up king every single time. And I know that you will make the correct decision because you are obedient to God. And with that, for that decision, when you choose your queen or your next queen, because you've been married before, I want you to be confident in your decision, no matter what it is. And know this, I will always support you. I don't know, like, maybe I should have faith and say, but Raquel, if it's supposed to be, it will be. I don't want to look at it that way. I want you to be happy, to continue to be happy. Nothing makes me happier than hearing you laugh, right? And I just want you to know that you go ahead and have confidence in your choices and your decisions, right? No matter what those decisions are, I support you. I will always support you, all right? And to my subscribers and one of my angels, her name is, I call her Al. Al, you have such a beautiful heart. And it is my prayer for you that life will be favorable to you, that you become clear about your growth path, and that you can, that God helps you to harmonize with the processes that God clearly is taking you through. And let me say this, you are rising up queen. Like, you rise to the occasion, man. If rising to the occasion was a person, Al is it. Al is it. She rises to occasions. That's what you do. Anyway, that's what I had to share with you. And for the rest of my subscribers and all the wonderful, amazing, wonderful people. Oh my gosh. If I start calling out, I'm not going to end. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you. All of you. Thank you so much for showing up for me in this way. I love to open new packages. There will be the latest information on the top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me. I'm Coach Raquel, and this is a passion project for me, so I am so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching.
Unlock your potential every Thursday with our podcast, Refresh, Relax, Renew. Join Coach Raquel as she guides you through personal development journeys. Each episode focuses on actionable steps to enhance your personal journey. The podcast features 3 main segments to keep you engaged. We start with discussions on trending topics relevant to your growth. Then we unbox solutions to common challenges we face daily. Finally, stay updated with fresh funding opportunities each week. Tune in every Thursday for new episodes, and see you there.
Welcome to mycoachministry.com. We're on a mission to empower 1 million purpose-driven entrepreneurs, turning calling into currency. Through strategic coaching, we guide visionary leaders, brand elevation, and creative empowerment, helping leaders break barriers and own their identity. Build impactful, wealth-generating brands that echo across generations.